A Kangaroo Fern production.
Welcome
to Gorilla Podcast, Fresheyes.
What do you say about this? Do you think this COVID-19 is a great disruptor to the business?
It's definitely a great disruptor and it's a great distractor as well. It's very easy to get distracted by what it's offering and into the space and us, losing our focus. But as a disruptor, because it's such a universal experience for everyone to be at home and also to be impacted both in lifestyle and finance and family life, all of those things. It's really, it's a big challenge, but it's also an incredible opportunity. And my position on it, as tragic as all the deaths are around the world, I think we're doing a brilliant job in South Australia. And it's an opportunity for us to not go back to business as usual, because we really need to take stock about what is important to us. So the virus and people being home and having time to reflect on what really matters to them and to give the planet a bit of a break, I think it's a great gift to all of us, and I hope that we can make the very most of it so that we can have a better place for us all to live and the next generations to appreciate and grow up in.
So what do you think, how the business today, how are they adapting on this different situation? So
businesses are adapting. The ones that I know about, mostly they're doing brilliantly. So cafes are now turning into takeaway services. Event businesses are distributing their events in, like, people are actually dropping off things to everyone's individual, like a party pack to individuals' homes, so they can get together online and have their own events, via Zoom and teleconferencing. There's all of those ideas. There's also the value of having online support is pretty impressive, and that really helps. The technology is certainly making a difference. There are some things that can't be delivered online, like you can't have your face-to-face community building things. I'm in a choir and we've been having rehearsals online and all that kind of stuff. So I think mostly people are working out ways to adapt, and all of those businesses that said, we could never do these jobs from home, are now discovering just exactly how they can do them. One of the biggest challenges for women and anyone with a family, but often this burden falls to the care of children and older people to women. And so for them it's been quite challenging, I think, because they are still doing their jobs, but they might have children on home at school holidays, or have, maybe their childcare centres been closed down. They also might have family responsibilities with older relatives and people with disabilities. So I think the impact and the share of responsibility and the labour has really fallen to women more than to men, and that will also pick up, I think, after this time of isolation is over. We will begin to see some consequences for that. We know that the domestic violence rate is rising to about 40% more than it usually is, so that's quite a big impact for many women who aren't safe at home, and that's very, very worrying. So while there's pivoting that's going on, women are also being impacted in other ways as well.
So you have to adjust and adapt on this current situation. So
yeah,
what do you see on the future in 5 years' time? What do you see on CHOOKS? Because you found that a long time ago. In 5 years' time or more than in the future, what do you see on this?
So my vision, thank you, great question. My vision would be that CHOOKS would have 50-50 men and women, because everyone wants to help close the gender investment gap. That would be great. And that there's a lot more collaboration and respect for female founders, and that gender investment gap has started to close, or by some miracle closed, that would be amazing. For the hen house, I'm really hoping what will have happened is that our model will have been really well accepted and started to be replicated around the world and around Australia at least. So I'm hopeful for those things. And I think that for female founders, this is our time because we are really creative, innovative entrepreneurs. So I'm expecting that as a consequence of COVID-19, there'll be more and more women willing to be brave enough and have the support of the community and also be supported by our public policy for women and female founders to be leading innovations and helping contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals being closed and making that difference. So I'm hoping that they'll be the things that will happen in 5 years' time.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, or via RSS. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, rate and review this podcast and share it with your friends. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And if you want to know more, check out kangaroofern.com.